first of 4 will advance to face off against version 1. Man, I would not want to be in either of these team shoes. Moist Esports taking on Karmine Corp, best of 4.
We have one finalist, and now we begin the path towards finding another. Somebody has to take on V1 in the lower finals. Will it be Moist Esports, or will it be the Blue Wall K-Corp?
It might be Moist, but this rivalry has been heating up. Karmine Corp took him down in Event 2 in a Game 7 for the first time in a long time, and Moist are looking to fight back at the start.
Already a hot start. You see Moist, look at Joyo, trying to get more involved there. You've seen exactly how passionate both of these two teams are coming into this matchup. It's gonna be heated.
It's gonna be tough, and we've seen the Game 7s, well, they've only versed each other twice, these two teams. It went to Game 7 last time and Game 5 out of 5 the previous. We know it's gonna be close.
Oh, Astro flip reset, top left!
Astro!
And Astro starts us off hot.
Unreal. This crowd wasted no time throwing their support behind Moist Esports, and Astral trying to silence them early.
He's a killer, he's a machine. He doesn't care who has the hate for him. He's here to prove himself.
Nolly did say earlier, they want to give the ball to Astral as much as they can and try to let him lead them to the dub. When he's most comfortable, this team feels unbeatable. But Moist have done it before. This goes out to the wing, and Nolly, easy clear across midfield, but Tira brings it back. Astral's got it all lined up, and he doesn't power this away, instead opting to play the control game with Itachi against Rise and sent to the back wall.
It's a good opportunities coming out from Karmine Corp early too, and we've seen how dangerous all 3 members can be on the attack. Who's going to be the one to step up? It's normally Astral, and he's gone for another.
You can see the mechanics coming out here. Karmine Corp going to continue, but Moist as well, being able to bring out some of those mechanics of their own. We talked about this matchup earlier on the pre-show. These midfield challenges are going to be very important. We know K-Corp can play well with low boosts. We see Noli go up about less than 30 in the tank just to clear that out to midfield. How can they work with what they have to set up the best opportunities to let one of their players shine?
No other team, I think, is a better representation of the fact that this is a culmination of an entire season than Karmine Corp. Coming in, there were very few teams that were as hot as K-Corp. After they introduced the fact that they've got a team, they brought them out right on stage in front of all of their fans, and then they had kind of a tumultuous fall split. Winter wasn't much better, but now they're here. Now they mean business. Astral's got another.
They might not have been expected to be here from the very beginning of the season, building up. They weren't expected to be in this position either, and they're building up. Karmine Corp get better every second.
Moist are gonna have to play the best game possible here. You can see Karmine Corp off that goal from Astral. He's cutting off the rotation for Moist. He's picking the pockets. They cannot afford to give him those opportunities.
Astral looking for more. He's already got 2 before the midway point. They have got to get somebody in his way. Right now it's Joyo around the boards and out, trying to find Vatira, who got involved in the play, but Nolly was there as well. Now Rise, lob one on target, and Astral will just throw one across. Just cool, calm, and collected. Very easy to do so with a 2-goal lead, Yummy, but you know that Moist can score in bunches. Other teams in this tournament have found that out.
But they've not found the room, they've not found the space to be able to make their solo plays. And speaking of space, it was wide open, but Itachi got bumped into that one.
Close chance, but you can see K-Corp, they don't give up yet. Astral almost turned on that. Even though we know that this team can pull up with a lot of offensive pressure, you have to remember this series against Virgin 1, where again, Karmine Corp, they had things. It was in Game 7, but they pushed up too far forward. They got scored on, and we've seen them, again, drop games, drop series off of their pressure. It's a double-edged sword. They have to get that under control.
With a minute and 40 left, they have been pushing up respectfully, only sending one person forward. You can see there, Nolly just trying to hit it up, wait for the touch, then the follow from Astral, then the flip reset from Astral. This isn't just applying pressure. They may be about to score another goal.
Minute 20, Joyo, flip reset over,
Joyo.
trying to get the dunk. Astral will get that block out. You see Rise holding on to this one in the midfield. Moist looking for a way in. They've got the pressure. Joyo's got the shot, and Astral had to reach for that save. It'll be cleared out in time, but as the final minute approaches, you can kind of see Moist getting a little bit more settled in this game. They've stopped the bleeding. That's all the way in!
Joyo Warrior! He does not want to lose this one. He's beaten Noli by a mile there. He's found that open net, and he's given Moist a chance.
Moist finally found a ball that Astral couldn't get to. He'd gotten to everything else on either side of the field. This time they caught him rotating back. And Moist are back within one, but for how long? Itachi's solo effort shut down by Joyo. Follow up by Nolly is sent away by Vatira. And Moist holds strong off the ensuing kickoff.
Joyo! Again! Again and again! Joyo steps up when he's needed. Rise, automatic, pass to Joyo. It's in. You gotta be able to put a hand up when he's on the ball.
Nazareth called it. Karmine Corp go too far. They had 2 goals lead. It is even now.
At one point, Joyo had a streak in this event where he scored in 8 straight games. Absolutely lethal. He's got a pair to match Astral's 2 goals, and Rise almost broke the tie immediately. Now Vatira unable to center, and Joyo has to delay for his teammates to get back. But are they only delaying the inevitable with Astral tracking? Oh, he gave it away to Vatira, and Nolly had to make the save.
It's good to see Moist step up on that offensive half too. We head towards that overtime. Vatira's been holding the defense all weekend, but I feel like it's up to Joyo here
Boy,
to
here
be
we
that
go.
attacking player. A miscommunication, 3 seconds left. Moist trying to secure to this
Noli.
second buck. It's going the other way.
He's got the boost.
Noli! Noli!
Unbelievable! Nolly bails out K-Corp. The blue wall stands tall in game 1.
It takes just one play. One breakout is all K-Corp need. Oh boy, you better buckle up. We're in for a good series with that action.
On that play, Astral is down on the ground having scored those 2 early goals, and you have to imagine they're gonna try to set him up. No, Nolly called his own number and clutches up for K-Corp.
This is unbelievable. Landon's been unbelievable. We've had 5 best-of-7s in a row, and now we're starting off this series with a 0-second flip reset.
The way these guys have showed up and shown out can only be a short description of what we're all waiting to expect as this series continues to progress. We've seen the counterattack plays work out for Moist. We've seen the same thing be done also as well for Karmine Corp. Again, the battle for that midfield, the control, the minute touches, all Noli needed was just enough boost in the tank, and he had that, and that's what I'm talking about. Every single player on this field can make those types of moments happen.
But the only reason we had to have that moment is because of how much Joyo stepped up.
Yes.
How he started getting into that offense. We know Vatira is going to control the pitch, but we also know Joyo's the kind of player who can get that flip reset that'll win you a game 7.
Unreal how the game kind of ebbed and flowed and turned on its head and back again in game 1. And now we go to Aquadome for game 2. This is Moist's home. Can they level the series? Nolly threatening another early goal for K-Corp. And now Itachi trying to make the most of an awkward play, and he's certainly done so. Got it to the corner, but he's got to retreat out and try and find some boost. There was not much available, but he got the corner, but still not a part of the play as he'll try and jam one back into the Moist half of the field.
It's amazing as well to see Nolly be the one to step up, because he's the one who's changed this Karmine Corp roster. He came in, they look like such a team now. That's going to be what they need if they need to take this lower bracket run.
Already start favored K-Corp here, but you can see right now Moist just looking for a way in. It's a good touch from Astral, but he's on boost, so he'll try to end up leaving this as Itachi moves forward, looking to set up Noli. Noli went for the shot there, but it's a really good touch from Vatira on the defensive end. And then that's what I'm talking about here, these minute touches that make a big difference.
This is great pressure from Karmine Corp.
Itachi coming in on the weak side, but Vatira beat him. Of course, Itachi, one of the better stories, we talk about stories of longevity in careers here in Rocket League as this ball deflected away. And Astral up the ladder, we talk about Metsonoris and guys like JNaps. Itachi qualified very early on for the RLCS and then was ruled ineligible and then wasn't really heard from for a while. And maybe for a lesser player, that would have been enough to be like, okay, you know what, maybe this isn't for me, but he stuck with it and eventually came back. And what a resurgence it has been for Itachi as Rise goes over top and Astral makes the save. Joyo trying to get this back central, but it's popped away by Nolly. Rise now, backboard, does not angle down.
But there's still a chance here as Joyo has the mechanics, has the 50s, but Moist Esports can't break that blue wall either.
Been a stalemate so far for the first couple of minutes. You can see Moist looking for a way in. The pressure has been building. Look, they have all of K-Corp there in the corner, and they need to make some really valuable touches. Rise is waiting for a chance to go in, but Vatira with that backflip, they'll have to play it off the sidewall, pushes it towards midfield, but that was enough time for K-Corp. You have to think, they make a lot of plays on the ball with very low boosts. You can even watch it on the side of the screen just to be sure. That's how they keep most of their pressure. We're halfway through. Rise gets that one through, but just too high. And now Moist, they have that offense. They're going to try to keep things up.
You give them that opportunity again, I assure you, Rise will indeed put it on target. K-Corp got a bit of a break. Here goes Vatira, knocked out of the air. Nolly nudged on the play, and Joyo through traffic will guide this out to the side. Pinch all the way downfield. Vatira chases. Rise blocked by Itachi, and now here's Nolly on the counter attack.
He got him!
Got him forward again, and Nolly's got 2 in a row.
The man of the hour, Nolly can't be stopped at the moment. A hit up against the top corner, and how quickly was he able to read that?
It's a good read, but we're seeing the same thing happen again and again with K-Corp being able to catch Moist too overextended, and they've punished him for it every single time.
This whole plan to get the ball to Astral, sure, it worked for the early part of game 1. Here's Joyo answering right back just as he did in that first game.
You need that speed. You need to be able to come back into a play as quickly as Moist do there, able to force K-Corp to make a bad touch, and it's an open net look.
And even though some of their problems have come from the overcommitting in that play, they did it wisely. They sent the third player up when there was no clear possible, and that's what secures them the goal.
Astral does get a lot of attention. The point I was trying to make earlier before Joyo so rudely interrupted is Nolly's been the guy actually so far the first game and a half. He's got the 2 assists on Astral's goals, and he's got the last 2 goals for K-Corp, a game winner and one that gave him a brief lead as that one ricochets across.
That's been what Nolly's done for this team. He's coming in, playing that first man role, setting stuff up for both Itachi and Astral. And not only that, kind of turning this more into a full 3-man rotation.
Now Moist looks so much more controlled here as they've been keeping the ball in K-Corp's end. We're coming down to the final minute in game 2. Is Joyo, solo play, that goes straight down. No one able to get there in time for Moist, but they are boosted up. Itachi takes control, plays pass 1, looking to force this pass Rise, but Rise, a great touch in the midfield. Here's Astral, oh, he didn't get the mid boost. So he's gonna end up leaving that one. Rise with control. Vatira with the shot. Top right, and it's in! Moist take the lead.
Karmine Corp had nothing in the tank. Nolly running back. Grabs his boost, but gets taken out immediately. And if Itachi had any early on in that play, I think he would have been able to reach it. But the Vatira shot, top corner.
Moist Esports has its first lead of this lower bracket semifinal. Our second out of 4 matches here tonight to crown a Spring Major Champion.
Can Astral get there?
Vatira denied by Astral, but just barely. And that's what Astral's kind of been relegated to after those early goals. He's been stuck at the back trying to play cleanup.
Karmine Corp has to get a drive here downfield. You can see them starting to build up, but the clock is ticking down. 15 seconds to go as Joyo has the ball.
Down to the final countdown now in game 2. Do we have more last second heroics? Itachi denied by Rise, but Astral will keep the play available. Itachi got to do something here. Nolly was up, but not there as the ball never got through, and Nolly, desperation effort, Can K-Corp get the Central? No, they can't. And Moist ties the series.
It is so back and forth between these two teams, as you'd expect from the Europeans playing on this massive European stage. Back and forth throughout history and doing it again at LAN.
This is the best chant of the whole weekend.
They're ready. And so is Moist. This is a good bounce back for them. You have to think that game one, it did feel like they were getting exposed, even at the start of game two, where they got caught out once again. You were wondering, okay, how can they start to bully back? But then again, they get that quick goal off the kickoff. You start to see, again, Rise and Vatira just, passing around, sharing the assist here with each other. As we take a look at the stats here, so much prowess on the field. And it just comes down to, again, when they're on those drives, when the Moist is on the counterattack, how deadly they can be. It's one of the reasons why they've made it this far.
It's starting to get scary too for anyone opposing them, because Rise is stepping up. Joyo's had his moments in game number one. If all three of them are on fire, I get worried for anyone they're versing.
I get real worried about that, fan, because there's no room left on that board. They lose Moist. What do? You gotta turn it over. Here we go, game three, DFH Stadium. Break a 1-1 tie here in our next best of 7. This goes across. Vatira's there, but so too is Nolly. Joyo's gonna take his time, and Astral almost baited in there. But it's Tachi that's got the clear for K-Corp, and we'll see if he can come alive now in this series. A couple of assists, but yet to light the lamp himself.
There's Astral on the ball. Astral kind of quiet in this game, puts Joyo in a tough spot. It was Itachi that really stepped up as he almost stuck that one through.
All right.
Gonna go to Joyo, who has enough boost to get this one in midfield.
Opening though for Dolly. He's going to be taking shots. Moist Esports are very comfortable at the moment. They're securing their back boosts. They're not too worried about Karmine Corp making shots from so far away from the net.
This first minute, high intensity. Moist probably trying to slow it down just a little bit. Vatira looking over towards Joyo, and Astral was there again, but beaten on the play. Vatira shot, no. Follow up from Rise, denied as well. The entire blue wall had to be standing on guard to keep this game scoreless.
And you can see every touch from Karmine Corp is over to one of their teammates. That's why they were out of defense so quickly. Even though Moist Esports is so good at rotating in, taking the boost away, it doesn't matter. Karmine Corp have the plan.
Oh, there's still a chance. Rise tested the defense, but they were there in time. I also saw Vatira earlier. He went up for a 0 boost challenge on that side. Well, worked out well. Itachi here with no boost, as Noli and Vatira both take each other out. That one straight down, and Vatira right off the respawn plays this to the sidewall. As again, passing in between teammates has been a common theme between these two, but so far, we're still scoreless in game 3.
And both of these teams very confidence-based too, so we do expect the first goal is going to be crucial in these games. Whoever can get on top of that is going to start making the plays, making the rounds, maybe making the shots.
Joyo has been lethal in solo efforts. So too has
Whole team
Vatira all season, and he set up Joyo, but he could not break through the defense. Now Rise, not much in the tank, and as a result, Astral's got the clear. We haven't seen a lot out of Astral lately. They've kept the ball away from him, and maybe that's the strategy for Moist. Just stop K-Corp from doing exactly what they're trying to do. As Nolly sends one across, and Vatira's got that as well. He is incredibly quick.
Vatira's been all over the ball today. Just, again, trying to be a nuisance. I mean, Moist has had so much offensive pressure here, as they're, again, looking for a hole here from K-Corp. But we know for these guys on the blue side, they just need one drive, and Rise! He does it all himself under the bar and in.
Rise to the occasion, off the roof. Itachi's there, but nowhere near that ball. Rise has snuck it in and got the lead again for Moist.
All Rise. Court now in session. Moist on top in game 3. And now Astral got this over to Itachi, who strikes and finally gets on the scoreboard.
What a pass!
Don't get too comfortable. Do not get too comfortable, just like that. We saw the same thing with Moist in game 2. These teams are so alike in their pressure, their ability to get back into things. as things equalize. We got 2 minutes left on the clock. Another kickoff here on DFA.
And when it comes to Karmine Corp, they are so confident. They believe every other team is worse than them. Not that they're better, but that every other team is worse. They're never going to feel down and out.
And they're certainly never out of it with this particular squad. We've seen so many late game heroics. At this point, you don't survive in a tournament like this without a lot of ice in your veins. Itachi shot just a little bit off. Nolly coming in, and it's going to be Astral at the back, and he caught up.
So close there, almost a chance for Moist to take the lead. This is what we talk about, overextension. Karmine Corp can do it just as many times as Moist can.
They are so blind with that ball coming off the back wall, and Vatira caught Astral out and caught out K-Corp.
Call him the sniper. He doesn't miss. It's bounced off Itachi. It's gone crossbar, and everyone thought his Astral was getting to that, but he just couldn't reach.
Oh, he couldn't get the Copper Box Arena on the same page there, but a lot of support again for Moist Esports coming down the wire here in game 3. Astral and Itachi, who's going to take charge? Of course, it's Astral, but Joyo's got it away. Nolly circling in behind as Itachi tries to set him up. It's a brilliant play and saved away. Follow-up from Astral, not netward. And Itachi, look, it is wide open, and Itachi scores right between the eyes.
You just know when he has a free look how dangerous it can be, and he reminds you there. Beautiful placement right in between the Moist defense.
It's like poetry. We see it. It's Astral to Itachi, Astral to Itachi, Astral to Itachi.
And it works out to the tune of 2 goals here in game 3 to equalize Moist effort. Now Rise low out of the corner.
Whoa.
And another awkward ball. Moist has had that ball rolling across the face of the K-Corp goal time and time again. It's amazing they don't have 5 or 6 goals in this game alone.
They're keen, they want it, Moist want it, but is there going to be a little bit of an overcommit here?
I saw a couple of mistakes on both sides on that goal line play. As time ticks down, you gotta wonder, big time game 3 here for both of these teams. They talked a lot, now they're trying to show it. Good save from Astral on the goal line.
Final 15 seconds as Astral will pop one up for Itachi. Nolly trying to avoid Vatira, and he's done so. Now down to 7 seconds. Rise. Oh,
that's a big miss.
Itachi with Astral waiting, and the ball's not going to get to him as Vatira got a piece and sends us to OT.
Oh, my heart's racing, but it's got to be nothing compared to Joyo. He's had a couple of mistakes where the pressure's been highest. He's going to be thankful he gets away with that one.
This is going to be worst case scenario too for K-Corp. They've at least weathered the storm here off that initial kickoff surge as that goes wide. But Moist kickoffs, Space Station found out yesterday, Moist kickoffs are top notch, and it's almost carried them to this point.
Joyo, you gotta be careful when you see him up. Vatira's trying to cause some panic there. Rise by himself. We've seen him make clutch saves. That one goes off the back wall. Noli, Itachi. Oh, I can't believe he almost found the angle just off the bar. As K-Corp, again, the counterattacks, you just have to keep your head on a swivel.
Insanity in front of the Moist. It looks like they live in that asylum. They've been able to read it. But how long is it till that defense finally breaks?
K-Corp's defense has been on trial a few times here as Rise going through, and Itachi in a real awkward spot, but the defense holds just well enough as it'll roll all the way downfield. They set everybody, pinch in front, no good, and Astral has to make the turn at midfield. Got a demo, but also got slowed down by that. And here comes Moist again with Nolly having to clear back once it came.
Pace of play is speeding up, and with that could be the chance of so much more mistakes as Astral takes that one, trying to get the dunk through. It's a great touch from Joyo, but look at Itachi getting involved. Rise shrugs him off, gets it past 2. Can he set this one up mid? He has Vatira. Joyo's in the back end. But that one immediately gets away, and you see K-Corp again, those passes out, they play it so safe on defense.
It's become a true scrap, but you know who likes a good scrap down in the lower bracket? It's Moist Esports. They're clutching these overtimes. They have all the favors, but they have to do it.
Every time that ball gets to the back wall or gets deep in K-Corp territory, you kind of have to hold your breath and lean forward towards the edge of your seat. Astral's got the clear this time. but only a matter of time before Batira and maybe Rise bring it back forward. Joyo waiting to see what happens as Nolly brings it across. 2 minutes plus gone into OT, our first overtime after we were denied by Nolly's 0-second heroics in game 1.
So much mechanics being put on display. You've seen them carry the ball so many times, trying to air dribble bump, trying to play it past each other. That one, almost for a pass there, but Batira had to turn off of it. Could be a chance, but
they're trying to push their mechanics too far. That's why we're seeing these mistakes come out. They're going for the best touch possible, but sometimes that leaves you left in the dust.
The bump preventing the follow-up along the backboard. No double tap for Moist Esports yet. This goes to the backboard again. Nolly from the crowd. Nobody was able to get up to the backboard, and an opportunity opens up now. The window is very clearly open for Moist Esports. They've got relentless pressure on, and finally Nolly at least got across midfield to slow him down.
And normally, so calm under pressure, Moist Esports, but Batira in that play, normally go for the pass. Instead, he took the shot, and it's cost Moist Esports their chance to win this overtime.
So many chances. But again, someone looking for that final shot. Nolly putting one low, and it forces Rise to dive for the save. Can Moist get a counterattack here? It's better in the midfield. Joyo makes Itachi reach for it. But Nolly will try to carry this downfield. Finally runs out of boost, but I mean, you can see how these plays develop, how much the battle happens in the air. So far, no one's been able to find a way, and we're almost approaching 4 minutes of overtime in game 3.
With so many quick overtimes and a lot of kickoff goals in OT, these longer overtimes become more and more of an anomaly. And we start looking at the record books once we reach the 4th and 5th minute of overtime, as Nolly could not convert, and back goes Moist towards midfield, but Astral's gonna slow him down. Is he done enough? He sure has, as this will drop down to Joyo, and Nolly will dump it deeper back in towards the Moist corner. Got Astral down this time. And Itachi waiting for Joyo to make a mistake, and good luck, that doesn't happen often.
It's been a long 5 days of events. Some of these guys, well, Moist Esports went down to the bottom bracket early. They're gonna get tired after a while. It's already been a 4-minute overtime. They have to stay focused.
Have to be careful here. All it takes is just one breakaway play. Then you see disaster. Good touch from Itachi. Tried to pass it out, but Nolly's there. Itachi was still recovering, so wasn't able to get a piece of that ball. But will try to get some bumps in and just slow down Moist. As again, Karmine Corp, they've been doing a great job of just taking control of this game. They've been winning a lot of challenges in the midfield, pushing up in front and just getting so many bumps on Moist to where they just haven't had a semblance of control. As you can hear the crowd kind of count down, we're approaching 5 minutes of overtime. No team has been able to end this game.
Until maybe now!
Itachi's in trouble! Rise with the demo! It's in!
Batira ends it in the 6th minute of OT, and Moist, to a roar from the copper box, have a lead in the series.
This is why you have to stay focused the entire time. Just one small mistake. That's all the difference, and that's what gives Moist Esports game advantage.
Huge demo. Absolutely huge. Itachi had 101 ball touches that game. Just so much control. So well done, but still was not enough. He needed about 1 or 2 more before he got demoed. He wasn't able to grab it. As we go back and look at some of the replays here, I mean, these guys have been stepping up. Look at that. Oh, toodaloo. See you later. As Batira will roll it in. Moist get away with that game, but the way that game went, it doesn't really seem like anyone has momentum in this series yet.
Right around 100 for Itachi there, just touching the ball, and of course, Batira, the touch that mattered the absolute most. And now for Moist Esports, 2-1 series lead. That, by the way, the 10th longest overtime at an RLCS LAN. I'm actually amazed it is that far down the list, but 5-11, it does indeed go to Moist.
I'll tell you what, I'm not amazed by. Moist, another overtime win.
What a jersey.
What
a jersey. How about the triple trouble jersey? We've got a hero in the front row.
Shut up.
What? Unbelievable. Can we mute his mic? He's so toxic.
Absolutely not.
Here goes Rise. Looking for more for Moist. Try to send this snowball downhill now after an emotional overtime winner. Astral, an electric start to this series, trying to compound it, but no, Vatira's there. And it just seems like they've solved that puzzle and somebody else has to step up for K-Corp.
Who's it gonna be?
I feel like it's Astral. He's been getting so many smart touches. He's looking to get those passes across to Itachi, to Nolly, and as soon as they start converting on them, it's all gonna be okay.
Another dangerous ball that's sent away, and they tried to slow play, and Itachi was not interested in it. Got a boost steal out of the corner, and now the center is Astral. He's been trying to play table setter ever since those first couple of goals. They haven't gotten many quality passes to him in a dangerous scoring position. And as a result, Moist haven't felt too threatened in front of their own net.
You got to start to wonder about the fatigue of the players. Again, coming off of a 5-minute overtime. Again, can they continue to keep up this performance? They've all been magnificent over the course of this series. As game 4 approaches on, Karmine Corp still keeping things up, and it still is close as ever, even with the Moist win. Like, that's why I was saying the momentum doesn't feel like it's on any side, as Karmine Corp, no, they could have had that last game.
And what makes them even more tired is just how fast both of them are playing in C. Up to these challenges incredibly early, incredibly confidently, but eventually when your brain is running 1,000,000 miles an hour, you're gonna miss, and you're gonna give one to Karmine.
This has to be the guy, I think, that steps up. Itachi Daz, as he comes through this time. He's got a few goals now after he was scoreless for about a game and a half. Itachi's come alive now going into game 4. And could that be a sign of a revival now for K-Corp as they try to tie the series?
Yeah, we've seen when Itachi does start to come alive, it really helps elevate Karmine Corp to new heights. And if he can also start to come alive in those comms, bring in Noli and Astro with him, it could help bring them back into this series. There's Noli to Itachi. It's a good save from Vatira on the goal line.
That was incredibly difficult to read. With the touch coming forward, the angle difficult for the defender. They have to pre-jump as well. Another save. No, it goes wide. Itachi can't find another.
It's amazing when you think about the difference in experience in not just the RLCS, but professional play in general between these two teams. No member of Moist has anywhere close to the amount of pro experience of anybody on the K-Corp side, and you would not know it watching how this team, even going back to their Queso days, has performed this season. Oh, what a play by Astral. Did he catch out Rise? No, that goes out to the corner. And even though Rise got a full tank, he got to watch it all just deplete as he's demolished.
Feels like things have definitely slowed down on the
Astral?
side for Moist. As Astral, won't get the double. It'll be sent away. Rise to Vatira. Itachi read the play out. Got in front of it in time. Moist trying to work on those counterattacks. Seems like they want to pull out K-Corp and play downfield. Again, oh my goodness.
Pain, pain, pain. Oh, he was just trying to flip underneath, just get to that net, and he ends up being in the worst position possible.
Astral is everywhere you need him to be, no matter what team you're on, unfortunately, for K-Corp. This one tied up, and now Astral's got to shake. What a redirect out of Rise!
Nothing short of incredible.
He's not human. He's not human. He's a goal-scoring machine.
Remember that moment about 12 seconds ago when that ball flukes in off of Astral, and then Moist adds another, and maybe they add another here as Joyo gets blocked away. And Vatira takes charge from Rise, who has to stay back. Gave that one away to Nolly. Opportunity now for Karmine Corp, as they've got to answer back sooner rather than later, lest this momentum gets out of control.
No, oh wait, no, there's a mistake in Astral. He can't get a piece of the ball, but he gets the dunk. Chaos or Utopia in game 4.
And the Kings of Chaos are the ones in trouble. They've complete miss again. Karmine Corp find a freebie.
It couldn't have happened with a better player either. Astral needed to see the ball go into Moist net, and he put it there himself. But now back to Joyo as that's deflected away by Nolly. And Joyo looking to set up Vatira. He's got Rise in the center. Rise there on the doorstep, but denied by Nolly and Astral.
These mistakes shows the importance of this. It shows
Oh.
that even at the very top, there are ups and downs. And at the moment, Moist Esports trying to wrestle their way back in.
There's Joyo. Tried to get a piece of that one. You can see a little bit of panic here on the side of K-Corp. It's Vatira!
Oh my gosh!
Vatira! Top left slot!
Who does that? Who fakes out this livery set? Well, it's going to be Rise over to Vatira. Step it up with 48 seconds to go.
Check the specs. There's no way he only had 100 boost. That's incredible. Now Vatira. Oh, that's out to a great spot. Nolly's there, so is Astral, who strikes again.
Bang, 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 and back and forth. Astral gets another. This is dead even.
It's a shootout. They're playing their lives out there. It's absolutely incredible. No one will quit as we're tied up 39 seconds left in the lower bracket semifinal.
The Copper Box crowd serenading Astral and Karmine Corp as they found another equalizer just outside of 30 seconds. Now Itachi giving one away to Vatira, who can go back for that corner boost. He's got it. Itachi all up in his grill. Nolly's shot denied by Vatira. Great heads-up play as Moist tried to counter. Got around contact, and the follow-up coming out now for Moist. This gets...
Whoa!
And Rise forces it in for a fourth goal!
Mechanical prowess. When you see Joy, you have to respect that angle. Itachi was in a tough spot, and Rise took advantage, forced his way through, and he's trying to put this series on match point.
Rise is getting in their head. The machine runs forward. Boys looking for match points.
5 seconds remain, and Karmine Corp have no semblance of possession. Moist almost got it to ground at 0. Now they do, and Moist are 5 minutes away from a shot at version 1.
Moist are thirsty for it. They got sent down here by version 1. They want to go again.
Seeing this team come together and just go all in on some of these plays, the level of trust that they've built has been nothing short of fantastic to watch.
And I know I say this a lot. I don't care what teammate says. Rise was the best player of the last LAN, and now we're starting to see him have that same performance, that performance that took Moist all the way through the lower bracket, and I'm beginning to believe they can do it again.
I don't think Moist has a single best player at this event. It is pick your poison, as Karmine Corp has called a timeout, and now they've got an extra minute to decide who they want to try and shut down for Moist. Who do they want to lose to in the next game? 4 goals out of Rise, 3 out of Joyo. He had the first 3 for Moist, and then 4 goals as well out of Vatira. They've all been a 3-headed monster that has been borderline unstoppable from the moment they signed together.
On the side of Karmine Corp, this is a big moment for them. Everyone has talked about this team's mentality coming into this event, coming into the split as that roster has performed together. And they've, over the course of that time, they've proved some of those doubters wrong. But now, when your backs are against the wall, in a tournament, lower bracket, you have to be able to bring it back and force Game 7. This is where all of that mental preparation comes into play.
This is where a year of work, of blood, sweat, and tears all comes down to. For Karmine Corp, they're here to prove themselves. And the way to Worlds, they need to be able to do it.
This is the 3rd time these teams have met up. They've gone the distance in a best of 5. They've gone the distance in a best of 7. And the first 4 games here all decided by just the 1 goal. Now it's time to clutch up for K-Corp if they want to bring this all the way back.
Clutch up or shut up.
Here we go. The timeout has wrapped up. Teams are ready to go on to Wasteland. We are ready here in London. We hope you are around the world for what could be the last game of this lower semifinal If Joyo's got anything to say about it, Rise could not stop Astral from getting the stop.
It might not be Joyo that has anything to say. Rise going for that demo. He wants it bad.
The opener, so important to K-Corp. They got to be able to come out strong, start things off hot, and really make that timeout worth it. This could be a slippery slope for them if Moist continue on that hot streak.
And at LAN, since timeouts were introduced, it's been a 65% record for the team that called the timeout. So good chance here for Karmine Corp, but they have to be able to execute.
And certainly not automatic at that point. The odds ever so slightly in their favor. But it also matters if you actually make it a productive timeout. Moist on the precipice of advancing one step closer, not just to the grand finals here, but also towards claiming the #1 European seed at the World Championship next month.
Itachi off the ceiling. Astral did go up for it. Vatira trying to move this downfield, but it's a little slow, so Noli's going to be able to take it as they trade back and forth. Astral plays it high, and Joyo still had some boost in the tank to be able to at least stop the press. As K-Corp looking for a way in. That one gets to the sidewall. Itachi has that full boost, goes up to the ceiling. We'll try to follow it into the midfield, but Moist is making it so hard for K-Corp to push in. They just can't get a shot on.
Vatira has this uncanny ability to break his team out of jail. Anytime they're under immense pressure, he finds a spot, finds a way to hit it where they ain't. As he's waiting at the back now with Rise trying to dribble around Astral, who's harassing him all the way downfield, and Nolly stays with the play pretty well. And it'll be Astral to lead the charge for K-Corp.
Both teams are trying to keep possession as well.
Giveaway. Oh!
That's the first time we saw a giveaway of the possession, but they're both keeping it close. You'll see a quick tackle and attempted keep of the ball, like we see from Itachi here.
Itachi gets the flip, plays it low, gonna play it off the backboard, but Joyo is up there so quickly. You see the demo play come out. You see the bump, you see Vatira, and you see Moist take the lead!
1-2 bumps from Joyo. From Rise, over to Vatira, Moist Esports. They cannot be stopped.
It does not matter what K-Corp tries. You have no answer when that happens. And now Vatira, another deadly kickoff in the works now for Moist, as Itachi just has to play that blindly over into space, hoping Astral was there. He was. And now Astral and Noli leading the charge for K-Corp downfield. Itachi, center pass, but nobody across the way. Just not on the same page, and things starting to fall apart. There are definitely cracks in the blue wall.
They're trying to make up for that with just constant offensive output. But the problem is that Moist has covered their bases so well. As again, Rise not scared to jump out in front, but this could be a 2v1 the other way. Noli's up high. Can Itachi get there in time? No! Rise back again to stop that one.
Where did he come from? He's a hero. Rise does it again. He's kept Karmine Corp scoreless.
Ho, ho, ho. You can see some of the touches out as well. Itachi was so close on that play. K-Corp have been stretching themselves in order to get just some close chance, but again, then again, like I say, even on the goal line, Moist has been able to stop them at every single moment.
Oh, Nolly went by the ball, so he's got to bring this to the corner. Awkward play as K-Corp struggle to clear out of the zone. Moist closing in on surviving and advancing. Now Vatira is trying to waste a little bit of time, but Nolly's down there. Drop down for Itachi. Oh, he had to hesitate ever so slightly, and that was enough for Moist to recover.
Rise again.
Again, making so many of those stops. K-Corp now, even with how close they are, they've still not been able to execute in front of the goal line. Final minute approaching. Joyo approaching as well. Drop down for Vatira. Rise! Slow play. Can he get a pass, Astro? No! It's still a one-goal game in the final minute.
How many times have you seen Moist able to pull off a play like that? Another shot on from Rise. Moist Esports, they're up in a goal. They don't need to, but they keep pushing.
One more surely would do it, as that one's just off the mark, and a deflection by Nolly keeps K-Corp ever so slightly alive. Now we're down to the final 30 seconds. K-Corp need what feels like at this point a miracle. Astral looking to deliver, and Joyo with the save.
Only a few drives left. Pitch out. Itachi is there, but can't contact. Now it's going to be Rise. big time carry to try to end it. The double falls down. K-Corp can get one more drive through, but they've got to go the length of the field. Final 10 seconds. Clock's ticking down. Is this going to be it for K-Corp? Ball to the sidewall. It bounces up. Noli, he doesn't have boost. Needs help. Off the ceiling. Itachi plays it high. He's the only one with boost. Noli pops it up. Astral has 12. It hits the ground.
The blue wall has sprung a leak and Moist survives and advances.
It's not the blue wall for Moist, it is the tidal wave, and they washed straight over them. It looks so good for Karmine Corp in game 1, but Moist, 1, 2, 3, and 4 in a row took him down.